this time,
you're coming with me.
Hey guys, it's me, Jazzy, and I'm back here again with a thrift haul. So I won't waste any of your time and we're gonna get straight into it. I hope you guys like my new area. I wanted a nice chill vibe since I just got these rainbow sheets. Let me know if you guys like these because I certainly do. You guys, I hit the jackpot. Drum roll, please. I thrifted over 42 7-inch vinyl. Yeah, that's right, 42, I think. So, how did this happen? Well, my brother and my sister were wanting to go to Goodwill the next day and they invited me and I was like, sure. Even though I was a little reluctant to go because I've been sleeping in until like 12 in the afternoon for a few weeks now because, you know, I have no life to wake up in the morning for.
I have crippling depression.
But I got up anyways, and I swear to God basically slapped me awake and was like,
Why is this shine? You better get the hell.
And so we went that morning. The only clothing item that I got was this Gap sweater. I don't think it's vintage, but I just really like the design and it could just pull off as 80s style. I mean, sure. I was wandering around the thrift store aimlessly because they moved the record section and that's exactly where I wanted to go. I was actually chatting up with this older guy about like records and stuff like that. Actually, hit that like button if you've ever been approached by like an older guy at the record section and just kind of like initiated small talk with you and you're just like, yeah. But if this hasn't happened to you, it will. Trust me. Now, getting to the good stuff. I was actually getting really anxious because one of the workers just brought in some new records and they were all just 45. So this is, you know where this is going. And she was setting them down next to the area of the records that I was on. And I was just like, I'm sorry. And why didn't I give her some space? So once I was done sorting through the regular records, I looked through the 45s and oh my God, this cannot be real. Now, let's rewind first. So me and my friends are heavily into manifesting, and if you don't know what that is, let me just give you like the short definition.
Manifesting is essentially the act of feeling something is yours and making it real. When you manifest something, you're making it known to the universe that this thing, whether it be a dream job or a new car, will be yours.
This is important because the night before, I was thinking, wouldn't it be really f***ing hilarious if I were to find just like 80s vinyls at this Goodwill? It happened. I'm actually gonna go through every single one of them. I know that's what you guys wanted and this is why it's gonna be a long video. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, all of these were 25 cents. So that's what also blows my mind, is that these were really cheap. I'm going to be doing the 45 picture sleeve. So the first one isn't 80s, but I really like the Righteous Brothers. They're really cool.
I just think they're neat.
We got Madonna, Open Your Heart in White Heat. David Lee Roth, Just a Gigolo, and I Ain't Got Nobody. Phil Collins' Studio, and I Like the Way. Rick Springfield, Don't Talk to Strangers, and on the other side is Tonight. Denise Williams, Let's Hear It for the Boys, from the Footloose soundtrack, which is really cool. I actually like this cover sleeve. Very nice. Janet Jackson, When I Think of You, and Pretty Boy. Taylor Dayne, Don't Rush Me, and In the Darkness. Shannon Easton, The Lover in Me, and on the other side is the instrumental version. Whitney Houston, So Emotional, and on the other side is For the Love of You. This is my favorite, The Human League, Don't You Want Me, and the other side is Second. This one's actually really cool. If you guys have seen the movie Romancing of the Stone, it's one of my favorite like 80s movie.
Don't bring that up, Ira. Ira, stop it! All right, I'll go back. But this time, you're coming with me.
And the sequel, not so much. I don't really like it. But this is actually the single from The Jewel of the Nile. It's Billy Ocean's When the Going Gets Tough, the Tough Gets Going. And we got my girl Debbie Gibson, Lost in Your Eyes. And my man Rick Astley. She Wants to Dance with Me, and then on the other side is the instrumental version. This was pretty rad. It's Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, The Girl Is Mine. It's just, oh, yes, please. And my other queen, Kylie Minogue, I Should Be So Lucky. It was such a cool find to just like come across this. And we got Could Have Been by Tiffany. And we got 2 Starship ones. It's Not Over Till It's Over and Babylon. And the other one's Sarah and the Hearts of the World. And we got 3 Rod Stewart ones. We got Lost in You, Love Touch, and Don't You Think I'm Sexy, and Scarred and Scared. The 70s, but still a bop. And that is all for the picture sleeve ones. The rest are in just regular sleeves or no sleeves at all. I actually haven't cleaned them yet. I was just waiting until I made this video to clean them, but afterward I will. Now these are the ones with just regular sleeves.
Hey guys, due to some editing technicalities, I'm just going to do a quick voiceover for this part only. This record is by UB40. On side A, it is Red Red Wine, and side B is Surfing. Both very great songs.
Then we got The Police, Don't Stand So Close to Me, and A Sermon. Then we got Donna Summer's On the Radio and There Will Always Be You. And we got Toto, we got Rosanna, and It's a Feeling. And this one was just so cool. It is Eddie Murphy's Party All the Time, the regular song, and then the instrumental. This song is just like a big fat bop. Then we got Hall & Oates, I Can't Go For That, and Unguarded Minute. And another Hall & Oates, Man Eater, and then on the other side is Delayed Reaction. Next one is the Flashdance song What a Feeling, and on the other side is the love theme from the movie. Then we got Jefferson Starship, Be My Lady, and on the other side is Out of Control. We got some Culture Club up in here. We got Do You Really Want to Hurt Me, and on the other side it is You Know I'm Not Crazy. Now we got one of my favorite bands, I feel totally underappreciated, is ABC, and it's one of my songs, The Look of Love. On the other side, it is the theme for Mantrap. And the last of the regular sleeves, we got Matthew Wilder, Break My Stride, and on the other side is the instrumental version. These next ones are going to be the sleeveless ones, so I hope you guys don't mind me like touching them and all that, but don't worry, I will be cleaning them like I said. This one has to be my favorite find of the entire bunch. It is Cool It Down by New Edition. It's such a cute song. I really love the band too. They're awesome. Then we got some Lionel Richie All Night Long, and on side B it is Wandering Stranger. And like I said, most of these aren't really like 80s specific, kind of like Sugar Sugar by the Archies. I just couldn't leave this one alone. I thought it was adorable, and plus it is a really catchy song, so I mean, like, why not? And then we got David Bowie, Cat People, and on the other side, Let's Dance. So both great songs. Now this one's interesting. It actually says it's the theme from the Karate Kid Part 2. I actually haven't seen any of the Karate Kid movies besides the first one, but I know of the vague plots in the next movie. And this is called Glory of Love by Peter Cetera, or Cetera. Don't know how you pronounce that. And on the other side is On the Line. Actually, I haven't listened to it yet, but I will later, and I just thought it was just a cool find. Next, we got Frankie and the Knockouts, which I also think is a very underrated group. You guys have to go check them out. Me and my bestie are just obsessed with them. And this one is with the song Without You, and on the other side is Shakedown. We got Duran Duran, Hungry Like the Wolf. Next, we got some songs by Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon album, and this one has Money, and on the other side is Any Color You Like. This was such a cute find. It's Elvis Presley's Can't Help Falling in Love, and on the other side is Rockaloo Baby, and I just have such a soft spot for Elvis. I just couldn't leave this one behind. Foreigner, Waiting for a Girl Like You, and on the other side is I'm Gonna Win. Lastly, out of all of the 45 RPMs is Leslie Gore, It's My Party, and on the other side it is Danny. What a queen, what a gay queen. We love her, we stan. And before I move on to my next thrift finds and stuff that I bought, I wanted to discuss with you guys how to remove stickers from a vinyl, because that was a really hard thing to do and I was freaking out. My brother actually told me that my other brother had left like this kind of like thing that can remove your stickers from like furniture or items, and I wasn't really convinced, and most of the stickers were on the vinyl's like paper material sleeve, so I was like, in my brain, I was like, there's no way I can remove this without tearing it and ruining the sleeves. I was wrong, okay? It ended up working so smoothly, which is why I added this segment into the video right now. I'll be inserting a little clip of me that I recorded from my phone in order to show you guys the process and how I did it.
First, you're going to make sure the record is out of the sleeve. You'll need the goof off, tweezers, and preferably a cotton swab so that you can easily soak up the goof off with. Then you'll carefully rub it all over the sticker. Make sure not to go outside the sticker because the stuff does tend to ruin the sleeve. Now, try to peel a corner of the sticker with either your fingers or the tweezers. Then you'll very slowly pull the sticker back.
As you can see here, I made a little dent with my fingertips. I actually tended to do that less as I kept doing it, and I guess it's just practice to make sure that I don't leave a small dent. It didn't dawn on me until the very end that I didn't know how old this bottle was. But hey, it still worked. Nothing went wrong. And make sure when you do this that you're in an open space because there is like harmful fumes in the goof off, like dangerous vapors. Just be safe. Now for my other thrift finds, I went to this thrift store with my friend and I ended up finding some pretty neat items. Album Self-Control, love that. Then we got this really neat 12-inch record sleeve, and the song on it is Debbie Gibson, Only in My Dream. And I've never seen a sleeve like this. I really like the drawings on it. It's very unique. And I don't have a cassette player, but I picked up these cassettes. It is again Debbie Gibson, Out of the Blue album, and Janet Jackson, Control. And we got 2 DVDs, Field of Dreams and She's Having a Baby. I've already seen Field of Dreams and I love it. When I picked up She's Having a Baby, I haven't seen the movie yet. It wasn't even on my 80s list. I don't know, like it just didn't seem that interesting to me. But I thought, hey, since this DVD is really cheap, I'm gonna go ahead and watch it. And my review is, I didn't like it. My expectations of the movie was very low, and then after watching it, was very low still. Didn't like the overall story, didn't really like the characters, but I really did like the cinematography. It was beautiful. The music was really banging. One of my favorite scenes is actually when they're at a club, and it's just so 80s. What more can I say? And then like the neon was so cool. That was really like the only part that I liked. Okay, moving on. I picked up some VHSs, so I got Dirty Dancing, Top Gun, Ghost is not an 80s movie, but it is 1990, which I still count. And then we got Beverly Hills Cop. I actually just watched this last night as I'm recording. And it's got a great soundtrack. And that film is just wild. And the last thrift find that I have is these earrings. I got them for so cheap. I'm actually wearing one of them right now, and I really love this color and how oversized it is. And the other ones are really cool. They're super oversized and just really great for my collection. And I also came across the Cola watch, which I thought was awesome. I also picked up this floral throw pillow and this rockin' fitted bed sheet. Also, I wanted to mention some stuff that I got online, which is this rainbow sheet you've already seen, and also this sweater. It's by Alberoy, and I really like the color, and the zigzags are very cute. I just needed to get it. Also, this Gitana sweater. It arrived the next day, and I wasn't able to include it, but here it is. I absolutely love it. Now, this last part, like I said, aren't thrift finds, but they're stuff that I found at regular stores that I thought were like very 80s or like 80s inspired. So I got this sweater from Walmart. I couldn't believe it was just $2. It was on clearance. Then I went to the mall with my friends. I ended up going to Forever 21 and finding also on clearance this Patrick Nagel shirt. Oh my god, just for $7. I know that they released the fashion line to this a couple months ago, and I was never able to get the shirt just because like money and stuff. And when I was gonna go purchase the shirt as well as some hairpins, I came across these socks. They were only for $1, and they're 80s brick phones. One says call me and the other one says text me, which kind of bothers me a little bit, but whatever. A cute little design. I love the colors, guys. Like, this is just something you wouldn't find at like a modern store. and it's just really cool that I ended up finding it at Forever 21. So if you guys can somehow find it and grab it yourself, totally do that. And the last thing that I ended up buying at a store was from Five Below. And if you guys don't know what that store is, that store just basically sells anything for $5 and below. And so when I came across these two awesome shirts, I just couldn't help but buy them. I forgot to take off the tag for this one because I already wore this one, but these are really cool 80s retro inspired crop tops. This one says Los Angeles, and I love this design a lot more. You can tell why, because it has the pink triangle and the palm trees and just like the 80s style. And this one says Miami, the Magic City, and it's all pink, and I really just, again, like the retro inspired font. The palm trees, the checker print I don't really like. I never really liked checkered prints, but I give it a pass because it's on this really cool shirt. And that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you stay safe and have a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
For the provocative you, Gitano creates wardrobing. For the unbeatable you, Gitano creates wardrobing. For the sultry, sensational you, Gitano creates wardrobing. Own a complete wardrobe for all you are, all you want to be. Gitano creates wardrobing. Your style will never be the same.